Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing my Magical Readathon Orilium TBR. So, as most of you know, the Magical Readathon used to be a really big thing, and G over at Book Roast redid the whole thing to make it her own new magical world, and so this is called Orillium. And yesterday she released the video that was showing us all the different prompts we can do for this new semester, or I think it's called an equinox in this one instead of a semester, so that's interesting. And we're gonna have all this stuff reworked to work with her new magical world that she's created. So everybody can choose some sort of career, and then we go through building towards that career by reading book prompts. And yeah, so I'm really excited to try this one out this year and see how I do. I looked through a lot of the careers and I decided upon going for a beast master. So essentially this person caters to magical beasts of all kinds, and they are kind of I don't know, like a zookeeper, I guess, but with magical creatures. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to try and go for this one. So for this one, I have 5 different classes that I need to pass for the first equinox. And then moving into the next equinox, I'll have 8 classes, and that'll be happening in August. So I'm going to try and get through the 5 for this one. And August is definitely going to be more of a challenge for me because right now I'm averaging on about 5 books a month. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I think I'll be able to do this one for this month. So I'm going to jump into the prompts and tell you guys what they are for each class that I have to take. Because I have 5 different prompts, one of these I want to make something for my TBR jar. So one of the prompts is animal studies, which makes sense if you're going to be caring for magical creatures and training them and stuff. You should know about them. So animal studies is to do a quick read. So I'm going to draw from the TBR jar, and I'm really hoping, I'm crossing my fingers that it's a short book. I'm going to actually draw 2 from here. So I'll have 2 options. That way, one of them will hopefully be a short book that I can use for the quick read. And then the other book I'll just add on to my TBR so that I will read 6 books this month and have the 5 prompts plus 1 extra. So let's jump into here and find out what the 2 selections are from the TBR jar. Okay, please be a short book. Please be 2 short books. That'd be awesome. Oh, I knocked one out and I got an orange one, so let's do those 2. All right, let's see what's under this one. So this says The Beauty of the Fall. So that'll be one of the ones we get. And this one says Marcus's Choice. Woo! So Marcus gets to choose a book for me to read. And then also The Beauty of the Fall is the other option. So let's find out what those are. I will be right back. Okay, so this is The Beauty of the Fall. This is the book that I'll be using for my quick read prompt, aka my animal studies class. So I'm going to read the back here, and let's find out what it is about together, because I have no idea. So it says, Dan Underlight, a divorced workaholic technology executive, suffers lingering grief over the death of his 10-year-old son, Zach. When Dan's longtime friend and boss, Olivia Whitmore, fires Dan from Radio, the company that he helped create, he crashes and isolates himself. Willow, a poet and domestic violence survivor, helps Dan regain his footing. With her support, Dan ventures on a pilgrimage of sorts, visiting Fortune 500 companies to flesh out a software startup idea. When Dan returns home with a fully formed vision, he recruits the help of 3 former Radio colleagues and starts Conversation Works, a company he believes will be at the vanguard of social change. Guided by Dan's generative leadership, Conversation Works enjoys some early successes, but its existence is soon threatened on multiple fronts. Will Dan survive the ensuing corporate battles and realize the potential of his company, or will he be defeated by his enemies and consumed by grief? So this sounds pretty interesting. It's kind of in the techie world, and I'm a web developer, so that's actually something that I deal with every day. So yeah, I think this could definitely be an interesting read, and the font is actually pretty big. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I feel like it'll be something that I can fly through pretty quickly. Okay, and then for Marcus's choice, he is still deciding on a book for me, so I'm gonna go through the rest of the prompts and circle back to that one and tell you guys what he chose for me to read. So the next class I would need to take is Elemental Studies, and so this is to choose a book that is under 100 pages. So I love this prompt because I like to read short books, and I feel like that helps me a lot with actually completing this TBR. So I am choosing one that I'm super excited about. I have been wanting to finish this series for a while, and that is Sega Volume 9. Now I know, saying that, I'm not actually finishing the series because they're making more of them now, and that has been confirmed. But I'm finishing the series of graphic novels for Sega that I currently own. So this is the last one I own, and I'm really excited to jump back into this world and read Volume 9. I adore the Sega series. It's become one of my favorite like sci-fi graphic novels ever. So I'm so glad that I own all of these, and I'm really excited to see how they wrap it up in Volume 9. And then I'm also excited to see how they continue it when the new ones eventually come out, which I still have no idea when they're going to come out, but I'm so excited. So yeah, I know a lot of you guys will be excited that I'm reading this too, because a lot of you guys have read Saga and also love it. But I'm really looking forward to this one. The next prompt I have to do is Alchemy, and so this is to read a book with romance in it. And so for this one, I'm actually choosing a book that was sent to me by one of my subscribers, and I think they are a follower on Instagram as well, and that's Arden. She sent me her book Vermin. So this book is following a boy who is left for dead. The girl discovers this boy left for dead and takes him in. She realizes that he has like this sort of sickness, and she's already surpassed this sickness and gone through it. So she kind of helps like nurture him through like the healing process of this illness that he has. But her father discovers that Nicholas is something else. He's not quite human, and so starts to do like experiments on him. But at the same time, the daughter and Nicholas, I think the daughter's name is Rose. Let me verify. Rose. It is Rose. Rose and Nicholas start to have like a spurring romance between the two of them. So it's kind of like a father protecting his daughter. At the same time, the daughter's like falling in love with a guy that she brought in off the street. And yeah, there's other elements tied into this that are going to have a play in it. So like I'm excited to see where this story goes, but I definitely know that there is a romance aspect to it. And also I'm excited to see how this book is. I was really excited when Arden reached out about it and sent it along my way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. It's also going to be a quick read. It's not too long. So yeah, and I also believe, yeah, this is book 1 in a series. So if this one's really good, then there's more to come, and I'm excited. So that's what I'll be reading for Alchemy. The next prompt / class I need to do is Restoration. And so this is to choose a book with healers in it. And so because I'm so bad at completing TBRs, I'm going to be reading Aurora's End, which is on my March TBR, but I know that I'm not going to finish it in time, so this is going to be added to the April TBR. And I'm using one of the main characters who is a medic as like a healer, because I think that still would count towards being a healer. Like I think a healer is like a doctor or a therapist. And of course, in like fantasy books, it would be like an actual healer that uses healing magic. But I think it still applies for this. So I'm going to read this one in April, and I'm excited because I really want to finish this series, and I think I'm going to fly through this book because I adored the first 2 in this series and just flew through them. They were so good. So I think that this one is definitely going to pull me in from the get-go, especially after the last ending of the second one where I was like, my mind was blown and I was just left with like a, yeah, I was speechless at the end of that one. And so now I'm going to jump into this one with so much anticipation and just go right for it. So I'm looking forward to this one. And for those of you that don't know, Aurora Rising is about a found family space crew who are trying to essentially just save the universe. And yeah, it's a really good series. So I'm looking forward to finishing it off with this one. And then the last prompt / class is called Lore, and this is to choose a book with mythology as like its main inspiration. So for this one, I struggled a little bit because I'm going in a direction where it's like debatable whether it's mythology or folklore, but I double checked and it's okay to use this one. And so that is Skin of the Sea. And so this one is like a mermaid book. I'll read you guys the synopsis so you guys can get like an idea of what it's about. So it says, a way to survive, a way to serve, a way to save. Simi prayed to the gods once. Now she serves them as Mami Wata, a mermaid, collecting the souls of those who died at sea and blessing their journeys back home. But when a living boy is thrown overboard, Simi goes against an ancient decree and does the unthinkable. She saves his life, and punishment awaits those who dare to defy the gods. To protect the other Mami Wata, Simi must journey to the Supreme Creator to make amends. But all is not as it seems. There's the boy she rescued, who knows more than he should, and something is shadowing Simi, something that would rather see her fail. Danger lurks at every turn, and as Simi draws closer, she must brave vengeful gods, treacherous lands, and legendary creatures, because if she fails, she risks not only the fate of all Mami Wata, but also the world as she knows it. So that sounds pretty good, and I'm pretty excited about that one. This is also on my NetGalley TBR, so it's another book I'll be able to take off there. So progress, progress for the NetGalley TBR. That's what we need. I'm very excited to have that moved off. So yeah, the only other book that we're waiting on now is the one from Marcus. So I'll check back with him to see if he has any recommendations for a book for me to pick up. Okay, so Marcus has decided, and he told me to start filming so that he can see my like genuine reaction to the book I'm getting to read from him. So here it is. He's about to walk in with it, and it is. Okay, so Marcus chose Superpowered. This giant book.
Okay, but look at the spacing. There's a lot of like empty space.
There's a lot of spacing.
And it's
that being said, it is like 730 pages, so rip. This is a chunker of a book, but I have to read it because it was drawn from the thing and it was Marcus's choice for me to read anything. So Jordan's going to be excited because Jordan is the one that gave me this as a birthday present. So he will be happy to know that I'm going to be reading this book now. Marcus has also read this book and thinks I will really enjoy it. But I'm going to read the synopsis so you guys know what it's about, as well as I get a refresher because I can't remember. I'm assuming it's about people with superpowers, but let's get a better synopsis. So it says, knowledge is power. That would be the motto of Lander University had it not been snatched up and used to death by others long before the school was founded. For while Lander offers a full range of courses to nearly all students, it also offers a small number of specialty classes to a very select few. Lander is home to the Hero Certification Program, a curriculum designed to develop students with superhuman capabilities, commonly known as supers, into official heroes. 5 of this year's school freshmen are extra special. They have a secret aside from their abilities, one that they must guard from even their classmates. Because for every one person in the world with abilities they can control, there are 3 who lack such skill. These lesser super beings, powereds, as they are called, have always been treated as burdens and second-class citizens. Though there have been ample research in the area, no one has ever succeeded in turning a powered into a regular human, let alone a super. That is, until now. So it does sound really good. Now that I've read the synopsis again, like I remember thinking this book sounds fantastic, and I have 2 glowing recommendations. So I think that I will really enjoy this book. Plus, I adore superheroes, so I think it'll be something that I enjoy. It definitely added a lot more pages to my TBR, so we'll see how that goes. But to be fair, the rest of my TBR is pretty small, so like I feel like I could get to this one and get through it. And I mean, I have to because it was drawn from the TBR jar, so it's going to be read regardless. But yeah, that's exciting. And another book I have on the list, if I finish everything, would be Lifecast by Mark Opsel. So this was actually sent to me by the author, and it sounds really cool. But yeah, this is what it says. Welcome to Lifecast. There is no government, there is no law, there is no choice, there is only the idle. Extreme urban sprawl has resulted in one massive megalopolis, simply called the city. The city's wealthiest families live in the highland, above a freezing layer of indigo mist. Noble valet Bear was born in the lowland, but now lives and works in the highland as the sole servant of House Teledyne. Bear's best friend, Alex, was born to the house Yukita, but has resisted her noble grooming since she was young. Until now, Bear has kept Alex at a distance for fear his love might put them both in danger. Little does he know that they are about to stumble upon deeply hidden secrets of the idol that will threaten both of their lives. In the fight to save themselves, Bear and Alex must join forces with dangerous allies, face off against a foe who wields unimaginable power, and make the impossible choice between desire and survival. So that's like an extra one that I have on the list, which would be coming up. That's provided I finish all the other ones, which I probably will. Here's hoping. But yeah, I'm excited to get to that one as well. And that's my entire TBR for the Magical Readathon Orilium. Let me know if you guys are participating in the Magical Readathon this year, because I would really be curious to see who else is participating. And if you are, tell me what magical career you're going for, because there's so many options, and G did a really good job of putting it together and coming up with all this cool stuff, let alone this entire new magical world. Like, props to her for putting all the work into this. I know what it's like to make a readathon and put all that effort in, and hers is like 10 times as big as the ones I've done. So, like, props to her. She's done so much work on this. So, yeah, I'm really excited to do the readathon, and I'm really excited to see who else is participating and just have a fun time with it. Anyways, if you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Coffee page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as linked by my bookmarks. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button so you get notified when I post new videos. I post my videos on Mondays and Thursdays. Until next time, keep on reading.